All right, people, I got a special update. This is an earnings plan for Apple. A lot of key things. It's not your typical breakout plan. This is very different. I'll have to make updates after our earnings, but I want to talk about a lot of key pivot points. Now, I made a lot of great plans in July, and we caught a lot of moves. See, this whole move here was caught by plans. But we got stopped out this day here, especially when we lost the 152.75 area, and you could see, and there were people saying, "Oh, let's buy the dip," and it went really deep, and then I said it's going to be trapped. So what I said happened exactly when we lost my key level point, the 152.75 area, the chance for us to hit that. Well, you never know. I'm going to talk about a few things. You never know. They might want to try to still pop this up to earnings. They might. We are in a bullish chop zone. Let's talk about the plans. There's a lot of things to talk about here, okay, people? So Apple is at some key pivot points that I will explain, okay? Above 151, we have a chance to go test 154, 155. A support play. A support play. And I mean, we could. Again, it's impossible to say. There's too many variables. But if there's some action above 151, you might want to engage in some options, right? But again, this isn't going to be like those great breakout plays. It's hard to say, right? It's going to be if you take a shot at that and you want to keep that pivot point. That's really good pivot point for entry. You might want to take it, okay? You might, okay? Or you could just wait for after earnings. Well, I'm going to talk about that. Another point is if we happen to get near 147, there's some basing action there, or 145, you might want to engage in some options. And I'll talk about a couple options to engage in before exiting before the earnings point. Okay. Um, so I will explain the key facts not in the. So exactly, people, look at these numbers I talk about. They're just numbers for you to visually see quickly. However, you have to understand their meanings, right? This is a special report plan where I explain key pivot points and what they mean, and that's what this is, okay? It's not like your typical breakout plan, so keep that in mind, okay? Unlike a lot of stuff. I got a lot of other stuff you can see. I'm going to show you on my YouTube channel. All right, excuse me. So, so Apple is in a big chop zone pivot point area. 156 to 157 are key pivot points to be above right now as it stands, okay? As Apple goes above that, then we will be looking to look um, look to use the January 2018 155 leaps after. Let's say just say after earnings come up, the stock goes up, and we will. It doesn't matter that it goes up. What is it? It has to break above a key level before you want to even engage. And then I'm going to talk about these calls, why I like these. Again, if earnings come out, we want to, and they happen to send Apple down because they want to keep it down first, right? Because the big picture is we're at a key pivotal point between these 2 points right now, 156 to 157, and then 145, right? Now below 145, and you don't want to be you don't want to engage in any options. So long-term investor, people who bought way below, you just hold Apple, right? But I'm talking about this is an Apple options plan. Okay, it has nothing to do with holding the shares. If you For me as a long-term investor, I have shares way down in the 80s, so it doesn't in the low 80s. But in terms of a new option play, right, the strategy to make a lot of great gains in these leap calls, we need to get the right signals. So we need to see where Apple holds here, 145, or how we break above those levels. Okay, and then or do we go below 145, which is not good at all. You don't want to engage yet in these leaps, right? They'll get cheaper. But let me talk to you why I like about these leaps, and if you want to go into some pivot points, you could use the August 18 150 calls. Let's go take a look at the options together, people. All right, people. So here we are at the Yahoo Finance, and Apple closed at 149.50, down 106, and a lot of people guessing where Apple's going to be and buy the dip and all these things. It's just no structure and plan. Anyone who did that, any of those services that did that, they're just jokers, so they don't know what they're doing. Like a lot of them out there. All right, people, they're guessers, in my humble opinion. All right, let's take a look at the options here, okay? All right, so what I've decided to use in the leap call plan in the future, when I give that instructions to go long. Now, we could use this if we happen to really base above the key pivot points I talk about after earnings, right? These January 19, 2018 leaps, okay? And the key sweet spot is these ones here, 155s. Now look at this. I want to show you why. Very interesting. Um, and you see the spreads are nice and tight in these. Why 155? Well, 155 is a key pivotal point. Okay, in my opinion, of the center of everything right now. Okay, this is my opinion, right? Where we're gonna make the most amount of money when we get the right signals. Okay, in a safe manner, of course, and right now these options they do cost about $700. Of course, they would cost more on that confirmation, but these are the ones you want to use. Okay, and look what's interesting about this is that on Friday you can see there was 2,277 of these bought purchased. The open interest, so a lot of trading now. There's a lot of open interest. Okay, there's a lot of open interest in the 150s. Okay, these are two sweet spots, right? But for majority of the people, when we want to make a bigger, longer term investment, this one here, one thing was interesting is like I'm showing you now. I'm pointing it out here. Is this? Look at that. There was a lot of there was the most trading in the January leaps was right at the 155. Okay. Now, if Apple was to go lower, this is great, because then what happens is we can get in lower prices. We still need confirmation, okay? It's not as simple. What I'm saying is we have to see earnings is key here to figure out which leaps you're going to go in, or when we go into leaps. So if Apple gets above those pivots I talk about, we might want to consider these 155 leaps to hold long term. Okay, because those will be signals. Again, I'll be making more updates, people. This is a special pivotal point just to talk about. If you want to go long some key pivot points before earnings to see if you can catch some gains, then I suggest you can use these leaps as well, or the August 18 150 calls, and you will of course exit before earnings. Okay, but I know that's if you want to trade Apple. This report is more of what I'm thinking, a big term picture for Apple. All right, people, welcome to Power Target Trades, the place where I post great, powerful, detailed plans. People, this is a great place to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of unique things here. And if you're a serious follower, I suggest, or you want to become a serious follower, you to the channel, I suggest you subscribe to this channel, open up a YouTube account, subscribe to this channel. Also be a follower on Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits or on Twitter. I'll be honest with you. You want to be a follower of both Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits and Twitter. Okay, both, in my opinion. Everything on all three formats, anyways. The Twitter, the StockTwits, and the YouTube. But very important, the YouTube and the Twitter. Very, very important. Okay. The more you follow, the better chance in case something happens to any of the platforms. All right, people. YouTube is the king platform and will be a very important platform. Now, people, I make a lot of great plans. I'm going to be posting another Amazon plan, so check that one out. See the center power trigger trade at the end of the video. It's going to appear here in a circle format. Simply click on it. It's going to give you easy way to subscribe. I got a lot of great information, people. This channel is about making money. These are very detailed plans. This Apple plan is a little different. It's more of a report. I made 4 additional Apple plans that made money in July. I'm going to post a couple of them in the video links in this video. You're going to see that over here, like at the top and over here, and then of course Center Power Trigger. If you happen to not be able to subscribe, there's a lot too much information. Just come here manually and do it. There you have it, people. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.